Hi, today's video is to help you get your desk set up ideal for your spine. A lot of us are now working at home for some or all of our week, so we're going to focus this video on a real home desk setup as well. There's two components when we are trying to get ourselves set up, right? The first is getting our posture as balanced as possible. The second aspect is that our spines aren't actually designed to sit and be still for long periods. So how can we creatively move them when we have to be at a desk for a long period of our day? So the first thing to focus on is the feet. What we want to do is have even weight through both of our feet. We don't want to have our legs crossed if you give us a demonstration mat, or cross like this, because as you can see it makes him not sit evenly on his pelvic bones, which is really important for the alignment of our spine. So both feet flat on the floor. Another angle that people find quite comfortable is to raise up the front of their foot and drop their heels down slightly. People often find that this alignment feels good for their ankles. The third place that you could do with your feet is you could actually, if you find that your chair is too high or desk is too high for you, you can raise both of your feet so that they are now flat and you can put even weight through them. The second part that becomes really important is the angle of our hip in here. So if Matt just moves his arms up slightly, so I can see in here, we want this to be like an L, a capital L, 90 degrees. If Matt's chair was too low, this is what we commonly see. This is a recipe for a bad back. It's putting a lot of pressure through here. He looks more like a tick than a capital L. It also puts a lot of strain on his knees and it causes him to lose the alignment of his low back. So if we put Matt back up, if you found that your chair couldn't lift up and you were in that your angle is too small, you could get something like a cushion to pop underneath you so that you then get that 90-degree angle. The second component of this is making sure that we're in a straight line all the way up our spine. A common thing that we see is people round their backs. I'll sit there. So having your back right up against the back of the seat helps with this. Or if you still find you want a bit of extra support, grab something like a rolled up towel, pop that behind there, and that really helps keep that good alignment of his spine. You can also get specialized lumbar rolls that we have in our practice. They're great for your office chair and or for your car. Take that one out now. So the next aspect that becomes important is the angle in your elbows. We want this angle here to also be at about 90 degrees, and we also don't want this one to be less than 90 degrees when it comes up. So if you move yourself in towards the desk, Matt, what we see here with Matt at this desk is slightly too high. So if he had a fancy desk, he could just lower his desk. If he could raise his chair up high, he might want to raise his chair up higher and then put his feet on a block. Once he gets this nice 90-degree angle, he also wants to make sure that their forearms stay nice and straight. A common thing that we see, as you can see Matt's demonstrating here, is people keep their wrists on this angle all day. They get a lot of pressure in their forearms. So two ways to combat this. Pop something like a rolled up flannel or something similar underneath so it's the right height for you. You can also buy special wrist supports that you can rest your arm on. The next part is the angle of the ear with the shoulder. You want that in one straight line. A common thing we see when people work on laptops a lot is that they're looking down at a low screen. To combat this, as you can see, Matt has a second screen so that now he keeps that good alignment. The other option is you can rest your laptop up on something and get a second keyboard. So again, you achieve that ideal alignment of your posture. To recap, you want your feet flat on the floor or toes slightly raised. You want a 90-degree angle in here. You want a 90-degree angle in your elbows, and you want your ear over your shoulder. The second component is keeping our bodies moving as much as we can whilst we have to be in a stationary position. So our first tip is to get something like these posture cushions that we have in the practice. You can pop this underneath your seat. What this achieves is that now those muscles don't completely switch off when you sit down. Your gluteal muscles, your bottom muscles, work slightly to adapt to the wobbling in that. You could also use an exercise ball if you wanted to. The other part you can do is put your feet on the cushion there, and again that creates a little bit of instability there. The third option is to get a sit to stand desk. If Matt comes and stands up now, the ideal would be to stand for 3 times as much as you sit. It does take a while to get used to it, but the same things still apply. You want your ear over your shoulder. You ideally want your arms at approximately that 90 degrees or slightly less. And obviously the hip now is just nice and straight and even weight through either of your feet. Then the last part is what can you do as regular things during the day. So we have our little posture routine that we do ideally every hour. So Matt will show us now. First of all, stretching back over our chair, opens up our spine, opens up our chest, and stimulates really good parts of your nervous system. And then if you turn around and face, then stretching out our legs, moving our ankles back and forward, placing our opposite ankle on our knee, sitting up straight and leaning forward slightly, opens up the bottom muscles, and doing that on both sides. And sitting up straight and leaning forward there. And then turning back around, coming here, and then just shrugging those shoulders up and doing those shoulder rolls. Shrug up and shoulder rolls. This achieves, it gets good movement through the whole body, and moving the wrists back and forward. As well as now he'll reset into that ideal alignment. So hopefully this helps you with getting your home desk set up correctly for you. And please ask us any questions. There are some variations that different people find. Also, if you are finding that being in ideal posture is uncomfortable for you, that may be a sign that you need to come and have a chiropractic tune-up. Thanks.